Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest this evening is an Emmy Award-winning actor you know from Troy, The Bourne Identity, and as the patriarch we love to hate on Succession. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Brian Cox.
Nice.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Stephen.
How is the new year treating you?
Fairly hectic.
Yeah?
Yeah, fairly hectic. I mean, I didn't stop. I'm stupid. I'm a fool, really.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't take it easy. I have this thing. It's the thing in improvisation. You know, in improvisation, you can never say no.
Sure.
You have to always say yes and.
Yes.
Well, you do that to a career, you end up doing a lot of stuff.
Right, it aggregates.
Absolutely.
It aggregates.
So I did 3 pictures since I've done Succession.
Oh my God. Well, somewhere in all of that,
I know, sir.
in all of that hurly-burly, you managed to also write a memoir called Putting the Rabbit in the Hat. First of all, what does that title mean, Putting the Rabbit in the Hat?
It comes from what happened years ago. I did a play called Tamburlaine the Great.
Oh, sure, I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody knows it there. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, we have an educated audience. Thank you.
Yes.
That's lovely. Anyway, what happened was that we were rehearsing, and we rehearsed it forever and ever and ever. And it's Christopher Marlowe, which is tedious to say the least.
Yes, not quite Shakespeare.
Not quite Shakespeare. So anyway, Albert Finney was playing Tamburlaine, and Albert's very like that, you know. All right, lads, let's just do it. You know, we're going to do it, you know. And let's get the rabbit out of the hat. That's what we've got to do. You know, that's the problem with this play. Just get the rabbit out of the hat. And an actor who was in it with me said, yeah, but how do we get the rabbit into the hat?
So
that's why it's called Putting the Rabbit in the Hat.
It's a reasonable question. It's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
So the book, it's a memoir of being an actor for, what, 60 years now?
Yeah, 60 years.
60 around, 60 or so? That's a lot of experience. So, but you said you wrote the book for your parents.
Yeah.
What did you want to say about them? What did you want us to know?
Well...
And I have them right here, by the way. There they are.
That's my mom and dad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Molly and Chick?
Chick, yeah.
Molly and Chick.
Yeah. The reason was that, you know, their lives were not... I mean, my dad died when he was 51. My mum had a series of nervous breakdowns after that. And I just felt that I wanted to address their lives and address what it was like to live in immediately post-war Scotland, as it happens at the time. And the kind of mistakes that were made in goodness. My dad was a very good, very, very good, pious man, and he was always very giving to everybody. And he had a shop. That's a favorite photograph of me and my dad. Yeah, nice. He had a shop, and he would work from 10 o'clock in the morning. From 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and then, because it was in a ghetto, he would go and help people decorate their house. You know, he was that kind of guy, and my mother drove my mother demented, actually, literally. And she said, you know, it was hard. But then I found this amazing letter from her. It was actually a diary entry where she talked about the little differences and how she ultimately forgave him because she loved him. And how difficult it was to be that generous. And she always used to say to me, remember, Brian, charity begins at home, you know. And so it's a very telling thing, and I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to tell that story, you know?
Did parents often worry about their children going into show business or any sort of unlikely profession, you might say? Did your mother worry about you?
No, quite the opposite. No, my mother was, it was embarrassing, actually. No, what happened, I remember once when I did my first job was a TV show. I did a TV play. And it was, you know, a lot of people saw it and what have you. And my mum decided to get a petition together with the neighbors to get me on television more often.
Wait, what town in Scotland are we talking?
This is in Dundee, my hometown.
So in Dundee, she's going around the neighborhood with a clipboard.
She went around and she said, listen, I've just gone next door to the neighbor and they would like to see you more on the television. So she's putting her name down. Is that okay? And I said, Ma, you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. I mean, I'm just employed by an individual who happens to be working for the BBC and that's how I work there. But she said, no, I think we can make some movement for you.
God bless mothers. God bless mothers.
Them. Where would we be without them?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, so here you are. Do you ever know how old you are at this time? 66.
God, I was probably about 23, I think.
Look at that smoke show right there. Look at that. Is this your first headshot?
No, my second. My first was a total disaster, so I had to go back and get them done again.
So here you are, 1966. In that period of time, who were sort of the actors of like the generation before you, who were you looking up to? Was like O'Toole or Burton or?
Well, certainly Burton, but Albert Finney, particularly Albert. Albert was, for me, Albert was a revelation. When I was a kid, I wanted to act since I was this high. So I used to go to what we used to call them the pictures, which was the cinema. I started going when I was 5. And I used to go, we had double features. In my hometown, we had 21 cinemas at one point. And they were kitty corner to one another. So we could see as many as 8 movies in a week. And I virtually did that since the age of 6. So that was who I was going to be.
Right.
But they were all American movies.
Yeah.
I couldn't relate to British or English movies at all. I could only relate to Cagney and Humphrey Bogart and Marlon Brando and James Dean, and then comedians like Martin and Lewis, not just Lewis, Martin and Lewis, and Danny Kaye. These were sort of people who were part of my world. So I thought, well, I'm not American. It's never going to happen to me. I'm never going to make that link. And then, at the age of 14, I went to the Plaza Cinema in Dundee, in the Hilltown in Dundee, and I saw Albert Finney in Saturday night and Sunday morning. And I thought, it's me. It's possible. I can do it because, look, this guy's doing it, and he's incredible. So that was an amazing time because it was a time of great social mobility in my country. So that I went to a drama school, I got grants, none of that happens now, that happened then. And the country was a lot poorer. And that's how I started. And I managed to get an interview with my local theatre. And I went round there, and it was funny because as I walked into the theatre, there was a fight going on between an actor and a stage manager, and they were doing all this, this would-be fisticuffs.
An actual fight, not a stage fight?
No, not an actual fight, not a stage fight, an actual fight. They'd been on a bender, apparently, all night. I didn't know this. I was 15. I just walked in, and I'm passing all these people. And they're doing, and it was all going on like that. So I got up the stairs to the landing, and there was an actor there smoking a cigarette, and he said, "Are you all right, darling?" And I thought, this is obviously where I've got to be,
Amusement among the chaos. I know.
So I realized that I was blessed, and I consider myself blessed.
We have to take a quick break, but stick around. When we come back, I will ask Brian about some of his most memorable mishaps on stage. We'll be right back.